Blog Talk Radio.
Rockers in Recovery Media is dedicated to carrying the message of addiction recovery through music, news, events, and festivals taking place within and not limited to the clean and sober community.
Hey, good morning. Waking Up Blessed. I'm John Hollis, the host of the show here on Rockers in Recovery Radio. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today and being a part of the show and starting a day with some inspiration and, of course, experience, strength, and hope. Today's guest is Keith Bayard, and we are going to bring Keith on here in a minute, but I also want to let everybody know that you can go to our sponsor of the day, SoberMap.com. Check out their information. It is an app that you can download to your phone to be able to find 12-step meetings in your area, just like if you were on Yelp. So check out SoberMap at SoberMap.com, and right at the top of the page you can download the apps. Again, we want to thank everybody for being a part of the show and being, of course, with us each morning, Monday through Friday, right here on rockersinrecovery.com. Just click on the Listen Live button, and you guys can check that out up on the top left-hand or top right-hand corner. You can click on the newsletter and check out the current newsletter on, of course, all of the homepage, all of the shows, Keith's show, all the way through the shows that we have produced. Of course, over the last several years, about 10 of them since 2008. I want to thank everybody that has supported Rockers in Recovery for the last decade. Okay, so we're going to get this show started. We're going to bring on our buddy Keith, and we're going to talk about waking up blessed and what that means to him. Keith, good morning.
Good morning, John. How you doing, my friend?
Brother, if it can't get any better. I love it. I love waking up blessed, and recovery, another day of recovery is always a good thing for me, but guess what? It's always a great thing for the world around me by the grace of God. So what's happening with you? What's happening with you, and how do you look at waking up blessed in your situation? You've come through a lot, I'm sure, with active addiction and into recovery. What's waking up blessed mean to you?
Well, man, it's a big difference in my life. I used to wake up and my first thought in the morning was, do I have any dope or do I have any alcohol in the house? If I don't, do I have any money to get some? And, it was another horrible experience of here I go having to face one more day. I'd really rather not be here, And I consider myself a dead man. So waking up, the process of waking up these days is a blessing in itself. I never thought that my life could be so free. People told me about happy, joyous, and free, and I can't say that I bought into that in the very beginning and never thought that my life could be what it is today with the amount of freedom that I experience. And every day I start off very simply with the thank you. Here I am one more day. I'm so blessed to be alive. I'm so blessed to be out of the bondage that I used to be in. And what can I do for you today?
Good stuff.
That's a good way to start, man.
Do you find yourself, what are the activities that start your day? Because we all got to plug in. We all kind of do it differently. But what's your activities that plugs you into the day first thing in the morning?
Well, I wish I could tell you that I'm perfect at prayer and meditation first thing in the morning, but I'm not. But I will tell you this, that nothing has changed my life more than prayer and meditation, not even sobriety. So it is something that I do on a regular basis. I had a birthday last month, and I made myself a promise that I will set aside 20 minutes every morning because I know how much better it makes my day. And, I kind of think of it as from both ends, being a parent. When my dad would come home or I'd see him and I hadn't seen him in a while, I'd throw my arms up and run over to him and jump up in his lap and hang out in his lap. That was the most secure place in the world, where I felt like I was invincible, and it was great. And when I grew up as a parent and I would come home, no matter what kind of day that I had at work, when I'd see my son and he would do the same thing, on both ends, I could appreciate the intimacy and the quiet time. And the fact of the matter is, the people that I love and care about are the people that I spend time with. And the reason I spend time with them is because I want to get to know them better. And I certainly want to get to know my father, my spiritual father, better than I know him now. And I want to get to that point where I don't even have to ask for his will, because I'm so in tune with him that I know what his will is almost automatically.
And something brings you right to our literature. That we will understand, and we'll have that intuitive thought. We'll have that understanding just automatically.
Yeah. And obviously, the world we live in is a scary place sometimes, and I would rather go through my day with faith instead of fear. It always works out better for me.
As you go through your day, everybody has trials and tribulations. You're a product of sometimes of the insanity that rages around us. You were just talking about it, and how we show up. How we show up to that is, how we're gonna be able to sleep at the end of the day. So when you're having those trials and tribulations, what are some of the tools that you use while you're going through the storm?
Well, I look back on past experiences, which is kind of a silly thing for me. You would think that with the number of miracles that I've had in my life, through, things that I did not earn, just through God's grace and mercy, that I would have a 100% faith. But I don't. And, I fall back on those times when God has just helped me beyond belief in the trials that I was going to. Also, one of the big things that I find out is being very alone as an addict and an alcoholic. I reach out to my friends and my close inner circle whenever I have troubles going on. I don't hesitate to call other people and talk to them about it, because I find out that almost always they've had similar experiences, and they can certainly help me with that. And then I guess the main thing that I do is back off emotionally. When I start getting drawn into the hubbub and the craziness of everything, and I start wanting to react out of my emotions, then I have to take a step back, say a little prayer inside my mind, and remind myself that I don't live like that anymore, that I don't have to get dragged into things. And as silly as it seems sometimes, that one little part of the universe that I can control is me. And sometimes just staying calm and being level-headed in crazy situations that we get in can have a calming effect on the people around us. And I find that more and more to be true every day.
What are some of the things, to kind of, listen, you go to meetings, I'm sure, you plug in, you do those things, you have a group, you have a sponsor, all of those things.
Yes.
What are some of the other things that you do to kind of have fun and experience recovery? Because it is an experience, and it is fun, and it isn't a doomed life, for sure. What do you do to have some fun in recovery?
Well, man, this is an early on story. Not that I have that long sober, but I started getting truthful and honest when I started taking our suggestions, and I started telling less and less war stories, because, to be honest with you, I couldn't remember which parts were real and which parts weren't real, and how much had been embellished over the years. And all of a sudden, honesty meant something to me. And one night, a good friend of mine, he and I went to a meeting, and when it was over, he knew I was working part-time at the place where I'd gone through to get help. And he knew I didn't have a lot of money, and he told me, we're going to go ride go-karts. And we did, man. And I got to tell you, I remember telling the story of how much fun we had riding go-karts to so many different people, and I realized that I had finally gotten to the point in recovery where I was making good, sober memories. I love to hang out with the people that I love. I love to go fishing with them. I love to do silly things with them. Just go have some coffee, go out and eat. One of the things that brings me the greatest joy in my life, and one of the reasons I knew immediately right off why I had been spared, is carrying this message to people. I like to go into detoxes. I've gone into jail before for a while and talk to people, because, I truly believe that that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm still alive. It's one thing to have this wonderful gift of recovery, and keep it to myself would be fantastic, but how could I do that? It's something that's so wonderful. I want everybody to experience. So there are aspects of working this program that bring me really, really great joy, and I certainly don't consider it as work.
Do you believe that where you're at today and the experiences, the sober experiences that you were just talking about, and your recovery overall would be where it's at today if you hadn't gone through the step process?
No, I am a big believer in our suggestions, man. Of course, when I got here, all I wanted to do was stop drinking. I think that, if I could just get the needle out of my arm and take the bottle out of my mouth, everything was going to be fine. And through that process, and strangely enough, at the age of 55, it never crossed my mind that the drugs and the alcohol were not the problem. And at that fourth and fifth suggestion, I found out that I was the problem. And for me, that was a terrifying moment. It really was. I remember calling my sponsor that night before he even got home and said, I got to immediately do a 6 and 7 suggestion. And he said, why? And I said, well, I figured out that it's not the drugs and the alcohol, that it's me. And if I don't change who I am, then I'm probably going to go back to doing what I've always done. And I have a 4-decade history of drug and alcohol abuse, and I need to change. And I probably have about as much chance of changing as I did in stopping drinking and drugging, which was absolutely none. So I had to enlist the help of a higher power to help change me. And I've seen that process begin at that moment and carry on through. And, of course, that's the battle that we all fight for the rest of our lives. Once the drugs and the alcohol are gone, am I going to do it God's way or am I going to do it my way?
Very good stuff, man. If you had to tell somebody that is out there with a loved one or somebody that might be on the fence or somebody that's struggling, it's a group of people right there. What would you say to them about recovery that could maybe give them a glimpse at hope?
Well, I tell them my story because I was absolutely hopeless. If you get to that point where taking your own life seems like a viable option, you're probably in a lot of trouble. And, being in that hole, it's so deep that the tiny dot of light that was up at the top that I could barely see or figure out what it was, it just wasn't, that wasn't a reality in my life. I was at that point where I didn't think that there was any other way to live. And I did not think that there was a way out. So the greatest message of hope that I have to give to other people is the fact that this worked for me. And I believe strongly, since people that went ahead of me told me it would work for me, that it will work for other people. Of course, in the beginning, it's a strange situation because you don't know who I am if I'm telling you this. And you have to have a certain amount of trust and faith in what I'm saying, that I'm not telling you a story. Of course, I really don't have anything to gain, but, it's hard to trust people when we first get sober. And the only way that I can tell people that they can get these results for themselves, because after all, I was a hardhead and I didn't really buy into this program until I started getting my own results, is for them to try it. And the fact of the matter is, what do you have to lose? If you've gotten to the point where you've exhausted every method of trying to control or stop your drinking and using, and you've given up, because when I get to talk to people, usually they're either desperate or they're in a program or trying to detox, and you've gotten to that point, what do you have to lose? And if I'm telling you the truth and you give this a whirl and you start getting your own results, then maybe you can start buying into the fact that I'm telling you that I got sober just because I couldn't stand what the drugs and alcohol were doing. And what I got was a way of life that is so much better than anything that I've ever lived before or ever dreamed of living, that you can have this for yourself and make up your own mind. And all you have to do is be willing to do a little bit of work, be honest, give yourself a break, and give this a try.
Beautiful message of hope, experience, strength. Great to have you on this morning, Keith. I want to thank you for being on Waking Up Blessed and being a part of my world, online. Me and Keith have been threatening each other to come and visit each other for about 3 years now. So. And I just am so taken back sometimes. Right at the moment I need to see something, Keith writes something, and boom, there it is, and it gives me some strength. If you don't know Keith, his name is highlighted on, of course, the information that you're listening to the show. Just click and read some of his posts. Amazing dude with an amazing message. God inspired, good dude. I just I can't say enough about Keith. And thank you for a great message this morning. And we look forward to reserving the right to bring you back.
Well, I sure appreciate that, John. I believe in what you're doing, and anything I could do to help you, my friend, would be a pleasure.
God bless you, and all glory to God. We get to have another day waking up blessed, and thanks for being on the show again.
Amen. God bless you too, John. You have a great day.
All right, man. All right, guys, there you go. Waking up blessed. I thank everybody for tuning in. Keith is the kind of guy that he inspires a lot of people. And he inspires me. Like I said, there's certain times where I'm going through some things or whatever, and, I'm tied up in that, that overall, day-to-day funk, and, something pops up, and it may be Keith or, somebody else may say something, but Keith has a lot of great stuff. Click on his name and go to his page and check him out. I want to thank SoberMap app for being a part of today's show by sponsoring it and making it happen. I also want to thank the Shores Treatment and Recovery that has supported us for many, many years, Lyle and Darlin. These people are amazing, amazing people, and unfortunately, as of yesterday, they had to shut the doors at the Shores Treatment and Recovery because of lack of clients, believe it or not. And that just really, really is sad. But I can tell you this, and I know Lyle and I know Darlin for years, many years, and I know that God has something major in store for them that's going to be huge. So I want to let Darlin and Lyle know that I love them, Lori loves them, and Rockers in Recovery appreciates everything that they have done for us over the years. And we're here for you, and we love you guys. In the meantime, Waking Up Blessed will be back tomorrow, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m., check us out right at rockersinrecovery.com. Click on the Listen Live button. You can check us out at social media at Rockers in Recovery on Facebook. You can also sign up for the newsletter by clicking on the newsletter navigation button on the top right-hand side, or you can click on the sign-up button at Rockers in Recovery on Facebook. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll check you out tomorrow. And, of course, we want to check out our friend David Usikian. He's back in the States. He's going to be doing a show up in Philadelphia for a recovery show on September 15th. We'll get you more information on that. We'll have it up at Rockers in Recovery on the events tab, so you can check that out. And we're going to play Smash Palace this morning. It Happened to Me. I love this song. This is just like one of those songs that really gets me pumped up each morning. And love to all. Smash Palace at Facebook. It Happened to Me.
Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily those of Rockers in Recovery.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
The holidays start here at Baker's with a variety of options to celebrate traditions old and new. Whether you're making a traditional roasted turkey or spicy turkey tacos, your go-to shrimp cocktail, or your first Cajun risotto, Baker's has all the freshest ingredients to embrace your traditions. Baker's, fresh for everyone.
We've locked in low prices to help you save big store-wide. Look for the locked in low prices tags and enjoy extra savings throughout the store. Baker's, fresh for everyone.